Hey, how's it going, everybody? Tall Tesla Guy here. So today we are going to be diving into Tesla secrets. Tesla secrets in a sense of maybe it's things you knew, maybe it's things you didn't know, maybe it's things you didn't know you needed to know. That too. So we're going to be talking about all those today. I'm going to be diving into everything that I've learned over the past 4 years, I guess, almost, for 3 years with my Teslas, and some of the things I think will help you out, enjoy yours even more. So sit back, relax. You guys are watching the Tall Tesla Guy. So Tesla secret number one is something that I didn't know about, and it didn't occur to me until I actually accidentally hit it, and then it happened. So this is something that you can actually do. It's when you're driving down the road, you may have noticed other vehicles have a way to extend the visor so that it covers more of the window to block the sun out from your face. Well, Tesla doesn't really have it. It does have a cool feature, and you can see that here. This is actually attached by a magnet. Boom, boom. So you don't have to worry about it breaking off. But one of the things that it doesn't do is it may not cover the whole window for you. You see that there's this big gap here. Well, what Tesla did was they incorporated this into their, visor setup, and you can actually slide it out. So the Tesla actually has an extendable visor. That's something that I didn't know, and certainly I didn't know I needed to know until I found out about it. So now you know. We're going to talk about something that you can do, and I'm not going to show you while I'm driving, but it's something you're just going to have to trust me on a little bit here. It is changing the cruise control. So when you're driving in your car, you might notice that you have in the corner of your screen here, it'll actually put the speed limit of the road that you're on and then the speed that you're driving. Well, if you realize accidentally that somehow you managed to be driving faster than the speed limit and you wanted to drop down quickly, if you touch that speed limit sign that's on your car, it'll automatically drop you down to the current speed for that road. It's one of those secret, tip tricks that's kind of helped me get out of a couple of jams when I wasn't paying attention as well as I should have been. And one of those things that's kind of a cool trick, a cool thing that I didn't know about my Tesla until I actually used it. So number 2 is pushing that speed limit sign to drop your speed pretty quick. Is how to engage the parking brake. You guys probably know that your stock on your Tesla only has 3 things. Sort of 3 things. You have reverse, neutral, drive. Well, how do you engage the parking brake? Sort of on the side here, you see a P with an arrow. If you push it down, you'll notice that it turns on the parking brake. Now, your car is actually equipped to sit still unless you're trying to move it, which parking on a hill and things like that is not going to roll on its own, but it's a nice way to get to it and a nice way to get it. And to disengage, all you gotta do is push the brake, throw it in drive, and you see that it's gone. So engaging that parking brake and how to do it is number 3. As to how to quickly navigate home. So wherever you are in the world, if you want to quickly get home, all you need to do is touch your finger on navigation and pull down. When you pull down, it'll automatically bring you home. Now, if you are home, it'll automatically route you to work. For example, if you're trying to get to the office or you're at the office trying to get home. So if you're anywhere but home, it'll automatically bring you home when you pull it down. So if you're not home, it'll bring you home. If you're at home, it'll bring you to work. So that's number 4. Is actually something that people worry about until you get a Tesla, and then you realize you just don't really need to care about it. But it's changing the range. People ask about range all the time. You know that your Tesla Model Y has at least 300 miles of range on it when you have a full battery. But people want to see the number. They don't want to see the battery percentage. Elon always says, keep it as a battery percentage, and that's what I do typically. But if you ever want to change it to a number to give yourself an estimate, all you got to do is long press on the percentage. You can see here that I have percentages in there. If you long press on it, changes it to mileage. So if you want to switch from mileage to percentage, just long press on the number. It'll go back and forth for you. So number 5 is how to change it to a percentage, or better yet, change it to a number. And this is something that you learn quickly when you get the car. It's how to activate the windshield wipers. You know, Tesla has rain sensing windshield wipers, which some people will argue are the worst things that have ever been created. They don't bother me. They work most of the time. And if they don't work, I can easily turn them off. but you might ask yourself, how do you turn them off? Now, you know you can do it through the navigation screen. One way you can do it is actually press on the car in the lower part of your screen. It brings up the controls menu, and you'll see here windshield wipers. But if you're driving, you're not going to do that. So what do you do to access the windshield wipers when you are driving and it rains and Tesla doesn't think it's raining, or you just want to clean the windshield? Well, to do that, you push in the left-hand stalk. You'll see here, you push this in, makes the windshield wipers go. It also, if you long press it, it'll clean the window for you, but it also brings up the windshield screen that allows you to adjust to give you intermittent windshield wipers if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you keep it on auto, and Tesla does it for you. So that's adjusting the windshield wipers. Is actually a trick to quickly change the temperature in the car in a sense of you want to turn it off fast, you want to turn it on fast. All you've got to do is long press on the actual temperature of the car. Now you'll see on the bottom of the screen here, I have it off because I'm filming, but you have a temperature there. You push it, it turns it on, turns on the temperature for you. You realize it's too hot or too cold. If you long press it, it's off. You can also, when it's on, you can put your finger on it and swipe left and right to turn the temperature up and down. So turning the temperature up and down by long pressing and swiping, or turning it off completely by just long pressing. That's how you can quickly turn off the climate in the car, so you don't have to have the heat on or the air conditioner or whatever you're trying to do. Now this is how to adjust the light settings on your car. Now I'm talking about the headlights. I'm not talking about adjusting them up and down or anything like that, but turning them on, turning them off, changing the display, or making it daytime running lights, whatever it is. All you got to do is take the stock and press it forward. You notice when I push this forward, it brings up my light settings. Parking on, off, auto. Now you'll notice if you're in autopilot, you actually have to have the lights on auto, and the car will turn it on to auto for you. So you don't really have a choice there. But if any other way, trying to creep up down the driveway, whatever you're trying to do, you push the stalk forward, the left-hand stalk, and it'll actually give you the option to turn off those lights. So if you're looking to turn them off intermittently or wherever you're trying to do it, that's how you do it. Push the left stalk forward, and you're off to the races. If you're getting a lot of messages on your phone and it's coming in through the screen, something like that, you can actually scroll through the messages if you want to. By changing the roll knob on the steering wheel, you can actually scroll through your messages. So if you look at when you get a message in your car, if you have a bunch of them that come in at the same time, you can just roll your hand on the knob like this, and it'll actually scroll through the messages on your phone. Then you can pick which ones you want to respond to. You can pick which ones you want the car to relay to you, and you can pick which ones you want to just disappear and go away. So selecting your messages and adjusting the ones that you actually see and interact with, just push the roll bar, the roll knob. How you adjust and move the steering wheel. Now you have to do it through the features, the menu on the car by pushing the car, and then you go to steering wheel settings. But by rolling the knobs on the left or the right, you actually move the steering wheel in, out. You can actually tilt it up and down. You can also adjust the mirrors on either side, and you can get them all set up to exactly how you need to do it. Now, I'll say that it does save it by your driver profile, which is a super neat function. So when my wife gets in the car, it has her driver profile set in there, and it'll actually adjust everything for her. And it's one of those things that you set at the beginning, and then you never really change. I've never changed my steering wheel settings, my mirror settings, anything like that. I got them set perfect in the beginning, and I just keep them there. But if you need to change them, you use the knobs on either side, and you access it through the control menu. So adjusting the steering wheel, the rear view mirrors, everything like that is all on the knobs. This is something that's kind of a neat feature of the car. It's actually car wash mode. It's one of those things they added in one of their software updates, and we'll talk about those in a minute, about a year and a half, 2 years ago. And it's one of those things when you go to a car wash that you go to frequently, you can actually go into hit the car, go to service, car wash mode. And when you push car wash mode, it's actually going to fold the mirrors in. It prevents the windshield wipers from going. It adjusts the settings on the car a little bit so that you don't accidentally hit the gas or the accelerator when you're in the car wash. It prevents it from, the pulling the windshield wipers or turning the windshield wipers on when there's water on the windshield, the car wash from damaging the side mirrors, everything like that. It's set to GPS, so every time you go to that same car wash, it'll automatically do it. I notice it's when I get up to the door, I get pretty close to maybe a car behind, I'll notice the window, I'll notice that the side mirror is folded in automatically, and it automatically enters into car wash mode. So car wash mode is a huge thing and is a huge feature of Tesla that I didn't have in any other car that I've had. So I love it, I love it, I love it. It's car wash mode. And I have a baby that's in the back, a toddler anyway, but if she's sleeping back there, the car oftentimes will alert you about anything. Cars around you, something's going on, brake warnings, whatever it is, but they can be loud. And if my child is sleeping in the back, I don't want it to go crazy on there and have all these bells and whistles happening. So one thing I can do on those long road trips where I want her to take a nap is I can enter the car into Joe mode. Now, Joe mode will allow the notifications to come through, but it'll mute the sound a little bit. And how you access that, you hit the car icon in the corner, go into safety, scroll up, and you'll see Joe mode. And you can read what it does right there, but Joe mode is actually something that this guy named Joe sent a notice off to Elon, said, hey, it'd be cool if you could mute the noise when the car, my children are sleeping. He said, you got it, here's Joe mode. So one of those secret hidden kind of things is Joe mode. It's one of those things that you don't think about until you need it, and then when you need it, it's awesome. So Joe mode is definitely number 15 there. If you do a search for Tesla voice commands, there's hundreds of them. Now you don't need 100 voice commands. In reality, I'm only using certain ones. Open glove box, adjust temperature, find radio station, whatever it is. But there's hundreds and hundreds of different things. A bunch of them are in the manual. You can say everything from my butt's freezing. It'll turn on the seat heaters. You can say, I'm roasting in here. It'll actually turn the air conditioner down a little bit for you. You can say open charge ports. You can say even some crude things that you can incorporate in there too, but you'll find them if you look for them. Voice commands are definitely a super cool function feature of Tesla's. It's a super cool function feature of this car in particular that I really enjoy. Open glove box. And it'll do it for you. So voice commands are definitely cool. And then it kind of leads me to another thing. I'm not going to do it today because I'm in the car and I don't want it to turn off. But if you ever have issues with the car, you can do a reboot. So definitely number 17 is a reboot. It's a reboot of the entire car, and it'll reboot the car just like you used to do when you do Control-Alt-Delete on your computer at home when it starts to crash. You can do the same thing here by pressing both control knobs. You hold them down for about 10 seconds. The screen will come up saying, do you want to reboot? Or sometimes it'll just do it, and then it'll refresh, reload, and reboot the entire computer system. Now, I've seen people have to do that on the side of the highway. They have issues with it, or the car will be acting kind of funny. They'll do things like that. I've only had to do it once, and I got in and it was doing some odd stuff. It wasn't syncing the way that it should have or anything like that. So I did do a reboot. It fixed it automatically. But a lot of times if people have to do a reboot or more than once, chances are they need Tesla service, so they probably have to get it down to a service center. But nonetheless, the reboot function is there, and it is something that you can do by pressing both control knobs at the same time. It's charge port release. Now, it's not like you think, if you're thinking like, hey, I want to get out of the supercharger really fast, I'll just do the charge port release and I can drive away. Unfortunately, it does not eject the charging cable from your car, but it is a way to get it off. If something happened and you didn't have power to the vehicle, you can do the emergency, which is in the back. In the back area, there's a panel in the back. You pull it off and there's a charge port release lever, or I don't know, pull cord that you can do. But if you have power, it's just for some reason, maybe the supercharger plug isn't working. You can go to your car, hit on the car icon, charging, open charge port. Now, if the charge port's already open, it'll say charge port release. You just push that button, it'll automatically unlock it, and then you can get out and take it off, and you're good to go. So charge port release is definitely number 18. It's an important thing to know how to do. It's an important thing to do. If you haven't done it before, at least know where it is, know how to get it, just in case you need it for an emergency. This other feature is actually something within the Tesla app. Now, I've talked about it before. The Tesla app is a super cool function, or a super cool feature of the car. It's got everything that you need to figure out, if you're in your house, you want to know how much charge you have, you want to know what kind of controls you have, the temperature of the inside of the car, anything like that. It's all on the Tesla app. Well, one of the things that you can actually do on the Tesla app is that you can go into your Google Maps, you can put an address in there, select they call it the hamburger icon on the side, the stacks. You can push on that and you can take the address and send it to your car. Now, sending the address to your car is a super neat feature because then you get in the vehicle and you can just go. And what happens is when you get in the car, an icon box will pop up say a new address was sent to the car, would you like to navigate to it? In which case you hit yes, and then it'll automatically navigate to you. It'll tell you how much charge you have left when you're gonna get there. It's gonna take you how long it's gonna get there. It's gonna navigate the proper way to get there, and it's gonna take you there. So you'll be good to go in that case. It's just a matter of sending it right from your phone to your car. So sending it through the phone, it's actually using the app anyway to get it to the car, and then you can navigate through it. Is the Sentry mode cameras. You go into your app, you can actually click on the security and driver section of it, and then view live cameras. You can view the camera inside the car that's up there that people always talk about. If you wanted to see what's happening in your car, it sounded like somebody broke a window, you want to see what it is, you can actually view the cameras and the exterior cameras. You can do that all through the app now. It's something that came through with a Tesla update a year ago. But it is something that's a super cool feature. So definitely viewing and monitoring the Tesla security cameras through the app is another super cool feature of the app for sure. And then on top of that, you can turn the air on, you can make it cooler in the car, you can turn on the heat, you can actually start to defrost your car from the app so that by the time you get out there, the snow's melting off of it. Accessing the controls of the car through the app is a super, super neat feature. And you can even open the front, you can open the doors, you can open the windows, you can defrost the handles, whatever you need to do. So all that through the app is super, super cool. It's talking about the Wi-Fi of the car. Now your car has, if you have the premium connectivity, it's got like a 3G connection or a 4G connection to it anyway. So you can stream stuff like Netflix and Disney Plus. You can also stream the music services and things like that to the car. But what it also does is connect to Wi-Fi when you're near it. And the Wi-Fi connection allows you to download over-the-air updates. Over-the-air updates aren't specific to Tesla, but it's a huge thing that Tesla does. Whenever there's a problem with the car, safety recalls, anything that doesn't require actual, wrench on the vehicle, they can fix it and adjust it through the over-the-air updates. And it's one of those things too where people can they can do things like add acceleration to your car, add enhanced autopilot, full self-driving. You don't have to schedule an appointment and go into the service center to do it. They can do it right through an over-the-air update, and then you're golden. So over-the-air updates is definitely a big thing. Accessories. Now, accessories are a huge thing as well. You guys probably know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I love accessorizing the car. And when I'm talking about accessorizing the car, I know you can do anything with it, but you notice these white seats. These are actually seat covers from one of my friends. I know that Tesmanian sells them too, but little things like these grips on the side of it. I have floor mats from my friends over at Tesmanian. I have compartment holders. I have cup holders from my friends over at Jowua. I have storage compartment trays. I have trays down there. I have trays in the back. I have stuff to protect the car from my dog that's back there. I have stuff to cover the panoramic glass roof if it's super hot outside, which I did a little bit. I have phone holders on the car. I have different rims on the outside. I have Tesla logos on them, and I have a cooler from my friends over at Tesmanian that fits in the front perfectly. I have sub-trunk compartments and containers, also sidewell things. So as you can see, accessories are a dime a dozen for Tesla, and there's tons of links down in the description below that'll save you money on them. You can get them anywhere. They're all over the place, but it's a huge thing, accessorizing your car. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing in addition to just driving the car in general. So definitely accessorizing the car is a super cool thing. And I think I'm going to end with that. It's one of those things that I really enjoy talking about. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys were able to find at least one thing on there that maybe you didn't know. Maybe it refreshed for you, or something that you can go out into your car and enjoy it even more. So I hope this video finds you guys having a fantastic day, week, month so far, that you're able to enjoy yourself, enjoy the weather if you have it, and that you're staying safe if you don't have good weather, and that you're able to put even just a little bit of a smile on your face. So thanks for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there. This one's for Mom.